Hi guys, welcome back to We Who Thrive, and I'm so glad you clicked on another video. This video is about
how did I go from this to this.
So today I'm going to be breaking down what I actually did to achieve these results. And please remember that this is what worked for me personally. Now, I'm going to try and keep this video short and sweet because I can talk about fitness, diet for days. Anyone knows me in real life and actually ask me, I can chat for hours. So I'm going to try and map out what worked for me personally. And it's important to remember that this was over a 2-year, 1.5, 2-year period of being inconsistent. And that's the first point. You need to be consistent. And when I say this, I mean in terms of don't just think I want to lose X, Y, and Z. And once I lose that, right, that's it. Because the problem with that is you'll revert to your old habits, and the weight that you spent so much time working off is eventually going to come back, and it's just going to be an endless cycle of gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight. So what you need to have is a long-term goal of I want to just be healthier, I want to look better, I want to feel better, and realize that it's a lifestyle. Being healthy, feeling good, looking good, it's a lifestyle. It's not something you can do for a year and be like, oh yeah, I did it. Obviously, everybody has different metabolisms, but if you have the goal in mind that you want to have a better lifestyle, feel healthier, be healthier, you will continue eating healthier, working out, having a balanced lifestyle long term. So into what workouts I did and which ones actually helped. For me, it's a lot of trial and error because I did certain things, didn't work, I didn't do certain things, worked. And so what I will say, the best thing you can do, in my humble personal opinion, is skip. And I cannot say this enough. I used the cross trainer. I would go for jogs. I would go on the treadmill. I would go on the bicycle. I would do spin classes. Spin classes are really great. But the one thing which made such a big difference is when I started to skip. The moment I picked up that skipping rope, game over. I remember so well, it was a week's difference, and I would take pictures and I looked in the mirror, I said, what? That's not me. I could not believe how in 1 week I could visibly see such a difference. For me personally, when it comes to skipping, I would say you want to do it in intervals. So personally, I have a timer app on my phone, and so I'll do 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, or 50 seconds on and 10 seconds off. And then you repeat this 10, 15, 20 times. When you're first starting out, start with maybe just 5 repeats, and you want to work on your technique. I'm going to link below some YouTube videos down below which I watched, which helped me. Because with skipping, a lot of us feel like it's really difficult, but it can be even more difficult if you're not using the right technique. If you have the right technique, you can help yourself not get any injuries and be able to go longer. And so I started from skipping without a rope, just jumping, and using the right technique to go into 5 minutes to 10. And the longest I can skip in intervals is about 30 minutes. And it makes such a difference. I'll tell you this, skip. If you're trying to burn fat and lose weight, skip, 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 skip. The great thing about it is you can do inside, you can do outside, you can do it when you're watching your TV show, so it doesn't even feel boring. You can listen to music. Yeah, it's amazing. And then once you become better, there's different types of jumps you can do. You can do a standard skip, you can do a bouncer skip, you can do a boxer skip, all different types. Let me stop. Check the videos down below. They're really helpful on getting your technique right so that you can build up your stamina. In terms of working out as well, this is something which I wish I started doing earlier. I did it quite early, but not heavy enough. You want to lift weights. And when I say lift, we're not just talking about 2 kilograms. I'm talking about really, really lift. I feel like without the pandemic, I would have obviously been in the gym and I'd be lifting much heavier. But even if you take a small weight, incorporate it to every exercise that you do, any body weight exercise, and gradually over time increase this. You're not going to get bulky, you're not going to get muscly, you're not going to look manly if you're a lady. I'm telling you, it's game changing because it helps build muscle, and the more muscle you have, it's easier for you to burn fat. Not only that, when you lift weights, you continue to burn calories from that workout up to 48 hours afterwards. In terms of exercises, I would also recommend doing full body strength exercises. These type of exercises target multiple muscles at once. I'm talking deadlifts, squats, burpees, lunges, these type of exercises with weights. I'm telling you, that makes a difference. Also, when you start to do more weightlifting, cut down on your cardio. So when I first started, I was doing 40 minutes, yes, like a crazy person, on the cross trainer. Did it work? In essence, yes, but to be more effective, skipping for 20 would be more effective than lifting. I'll be honest. Now I skip for 10, 15 minutes a day. And when I say a day, on the days I work out 3 to 4 times a week. When I first started working out, I was going 4 to 5. That was because I was pushing myself because I wanted to lose a certain amount by a certain date, and I had it in my mind that cardio. No. Prioritize, I'd say, out of the two, lifting weights, but still do your cardio. You need it for your heart, and it does help. The great thing about skipping is that it targets a lot of your muscles in your body, and it tones at the same time. It helps with your bum, ladies, so yes. And remember to do exercises for how you want your body to look. Don't focus on other people. Like, if you don't want a bum, don't waste your time. Oh, the great thing about full body strength exercises is that they strengthen the muscles all over your body. So even if you don't make it a priority to like do leg day, you're still building the muscles in your legs from those full body strength exercises. The other thing I'd say is don't be too hard on yourself. Just ignore my dog. He's gonna keep barking for a hot second. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's all about balance. It's like if you look at what a healthy, balanced diet is, there's fats, there's sugar in it. It's the same thing. Do not try to do everything at once, expect results all at once, because it's going to take time. It's a journey. You're going to have some days where you think, oh, should have done that, but don't let that stop you from the next day starting over. It's okay. For me personally, I was trying to get rid of my stomach and bring in my waist. For me personally, whenever I put on weight, it goes to my stomach. Yes, I'm that unlucky person. Of course. So in terms of trying to change your body, the one thing I'd say is be realistic. Understand your personal body. It's very easy to go on social media and look at other people's bodies and say, okay, that's the type of body I want to have. But every person is different. Your body naturally may not be able to look how you may wish for it to be. So be realistic. This will help you. But one thing that you can do is there are different exercises that can help you. So for me, I wanted to get a smaller waist, but I've always naturally been quite just square. It goes in a tiny bit, but I've been kind of square. So trying to aesthetically get that figure, I worked out my back and my shoulders by building up my shoulders and my back for it to appear wider. The appearance of my waist seems smaller. It's the same thing if you want a bigger bum, but you've kind of got a square waist. Work the different muscles in your bottom area and your legs so they appear wider. That way your waist will appear smaller, and then if you're working your shoulders and your back, that will give the illusion of, per se, an hourglass. So be realistic, but see what you can do to achieve the aesthetic goals that you want. You know, there's a way around everything. You know, you got to be realistic. You know, not everyone's gonna look like Megan Thee Stallion, not everyone's gonna look like Kim Kardashian. You know, it's like, I will never look like Kim Kardashian. It's not gonna happen for me. So basically, know your body and try to work with what you've got, and to do exercises that can actually help that. And that goes into not focusing on, do not try to target one area. If you're gonna have abs, do not do 100 crunches every day and think that's gonna make a difference. Yes, your core muscles will probably strengthen. However, you cannot spot reduce one area in your body. It just doesn't work that way. If you're trying to get abs, what you need to do is burn the fat covering them. That's what you need to do. And then you cannot just target burning fat in one area. You just kind of have to work on losing fat in general. And as time, your fat in your body will go down. And unfortunately, certain areas like our stomachs are stubborn areas, and so they're the last places for fat to burn. Let's talk diet. I'm not going to go into this too much because for me there's so many different things which I did and different things which work for me personally, and I know they're very personal to my body. If you want a video on what I personally recommend, what I personally eat, let me know. But in terms of diet, I'd say you need to listen to your body. And when I say this, your body literally speaks to you if you listen. It's like if you eat a certain food, you feel nauseous, you feel ill, your stomach doesn't feel right. So say for instance, spicy food, your body doesn't agree with it. You know that. Whether or not you continue to eat spicy food because you enjoy it is a different story. And so it's the same thing with certain foods. You need to listen to your body with your diet so that you can cut out certain things, because a lot of the time you may have a simple problem which could be easily be cut out. For example, for me, I had a bloating issue, and so I had to figure out what makes me bloat. And instead of ignoring it and saying, oh, I like those foods, I felt rubbish after eating those foods. When I was bloated, I felt uncomfortable. And so it was a simple thing of, maybe it's time to cut out those foods. And in terms of cutting out foods, I'd say you want to do this slowly. Don't try and cut everything out at once. Should I tell you what? You're not going to stick to them. You're going to revert. You're eventually going to stop when you see the results. Boom. No points. Honestly, don't bother with fad diets, this diet, that diet. Just try and eat healthily and more balanced. Incorporate more vegetables and fruit. Drink your liters of water a day. Those small things consistently make such a big difference. Slowly, and in terms of slowly cutting out foods, slowly cut them and find replacements. And these are, when I'm talking about cutting out foods, I'm not talking about junk. I'm talking about things which are bad habits. If every night you eat 10 biscuits, that's a habit that you could look at. However, I'm not going to say don't ever eat biscuits. Everything in moderation, because when you have cravings, I would personally say if you have a craving, sometimes just eat it, because you're going to try and fill it so much and then you're eventually going to eat it and then you've eaten way more than you needed. So it's all about balance, I'd say, knowing when to stop, knowing when to stop, when not to, etc, etc, etc. This is very person to person basis, and this is calories. I would say educate yourself on calories in general. I would not advise counting your calories, as that can become very addictive and can sometimes lead to eating disorders. Please note I said I wouldn't advise counting calories. I mean long term for this. If you're trying to lose a certain amount of weight because you're unhealthy, like you don't feel healthy, Count calories until you're in a healthier stage of your life because you need to be disciplined. After this, do not make it a long-term habit, okay? However, I would say you need to educate yourself on calories, because a lot of the time, many of us, and I didn't know this, I didn't realize how many calories were in foods, and therefore I didn't realize literally how much I was consuming. Something simple as oil, when you're making your food, if you're just pouring with your eyes, that could literally be 400 calories when you should be eating 2,000 calories a day. 400 of that is just in one meal in oil. And so it's becoming more educated on calories and how much are in portions. You can just be more careful and make swaps. For example, using olive oil spray instead of just pouring, eyeballing it. In terms of sauces, in like literally ketchup, there's so many calories in certain ketchup. So if that means you're swapping for a lower calorie one, meaning you're still gonna have ketchup with your food, but you're more aware. Simple things like just your food, certain foods are very high in calories, and so if you're eating a lot of it, in one snack, you've had your daily calorie intake for the day, as well as your other 3 meals for the day. And it doesn't matter how much working out you do, if you're not in a calorific deficit, it doesn't matter. So I'd say educate yourself on calories, figure out how many calories you should be eating for your body size and for your goals, and that can help you on your journey. But be very careful with calorie counting. Please, guys, this is a warning. I feel like I'm rambling. I hope it's making sense. If you don't do anything, like nothing that I say, walk 10,000 steps a day. There is nothing more important than walking. A lot of people have this misconception that they burn crazy amount of calories in their workout. And it's true, you do burn a good amount of calories in your workout. But if you compare all the calories that you burn doing day-to-day activities versus just your workout, you burn way more just going about your daily life. And a lot of that is walking. When you work out plus walk, it's like, it's the perfect formula. And obviously in the pandemic, it's been harder to get those 10,000 steps if you've been at home, working from home, whatever. But try and make the conscious effort to actually go out and walk. I have a dog, so it's really easy because I'm walking him. Without my dog, it is harder, but I know it makes a difference, and you will see the difference, no doubt, if you do it consistently for a while. Like, our bodies are made to move. Accountability. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about. Find a way to keep yourself accountable, whether it's telling a certain amount of friends, whether it's putting it on social media, whether it's writing it in your diary, whether it's putting up post-it notes. Find a way to keep you accountable. So on those days when you're like, I don't want to do this no more, you keep going, because I'm telling you, you're going to have more of those days than the yes, I want to go work out days. You're really going to have more of those days. And so when you have a way of keeping yourself accountable, on those days when motivation isn't there, discipline will kick in. And this is also another thing I'd say, take pictures. For me, I was horrified looking in the mirror, taking the pictures, like, honestly, and I wish I took more. I wish I took so many more. But take pictures, because sometimes, and everyone does, you'll hit a plateau and you'll feel like, I'm not losing any more weight, I'm kind of stuck. This is a great time for you to go back and look at the pictures from day 1, week 1, and you'll be like, wait a minute, I have lost weight. You know what, let's keep going. Without those pictures, you're going to feel like you're stuck, you're the same. So yeah, definitely take pictures, and then you can do an amazing before and after, and yeah, they help you to see the difference, because obviously it's like when you see yourself you just feel like you're the same, whereas when you look at a picture you're like, oh my goodness, I do look different. It's like when you look at pictures of when you're younger, now you're like, oh, that was a year ago, but I look so different. So guys, that's a wrap on today's video. I hope it was helpful. I don't know, I felt like I was rambling. I was very conscious about keeping this video short. I don't want to bore you guys. That's the worst thing. Let me know if you want a video on what I personally eat and would personally recommend, because that's a whole topic in itself. If you liked it, give it a like, please guys, and subscribe. And have a great day, have a great month wherever you are in the world, and keep being beautiful. Love you guys. Bye.